Welcome back to the second episode of constructing a cabin on stilts. Behind me you can already see what we achieved in the previous episode. Today I'm gonna start framing the walls. I'm gonna be stick framing them. I already told you guys in the last episode that you won't be able to stand upright in this little cabin as it's solely meant for sleeping, and with the ridiculous lumber prices nowadays I'm trying to save wherever I can, so these walls are actually coming up to 1.6 meters. So I have now framed the three easiest walls. The easiest walls are always the ones without a window or a door, because you can just frame them, you don't have to worry about any measurements. But next wall is going to contain a window. I pre-framed this wall on the ground because it was simply impossible to frame it on the platform. Had to get it up there somehow, but I managed to do it and then it was all good. So the walls are all framed and we are ready for a window. So I just got done framing the other window. Didn't bring my camera because I wasn't expecting that I was gonna do any work today, but I built another frame here because I want to put another window like this in here just for more light and ventilation reasons. I'm also going to add more studs right here and right here. Do the same on another side just to give the structure more stability and rigidity, because it's pretty much movable to left and right. I don't know if you can see the shaking I'm doing, but that will just help with the stability. Next up I'm going to spend some time on the entry of this room, and as I said, it's going to be a latch which will open to the inside. I already drew the rough dimensions of the latch right here. Gonna open up like this. Making some really good progress here. I can't finish this latch project right now because I want to make a frame out of boards inside of this hole, and I don't have these boards right now. So next up will be the siding. For the siding I'm going to use tongue and groove. Went to different hardware stores and finally found an offer that was okay. With the wood prices these days, you just have to invest a lot of money, and if I'd built this hut here 1 or 2 years ago, I'd probably just spent 3/4 of what I'm spending. Alright, so I just effectively spent the last hour cutting boards. These are going up on the side where there's no windows. I already started, as you can see. Really excited to get this cabin weather tied, and just looks a lot better from the outside as well with the siding. Well, I just finished the Roxo installation, got the entire room insulated. Just a little overview. This is the situation right now. Got the ceiling. Well, there's one missing that fell down. Then I'm gonna start with the inside, which will be made out of wood panels. Also gotta get the floor in before I do the wood panels actually. And then we also gotta figure this out because, well, there's not a door yet. Gotta figure something out. So after I forgot my camera yesterday, I wasn't able to film putting up the insulation and finishing the cladding, which is now completely done. As you can see, the whole room is basically closed in and also insulated. I had a friend over helping me, so I got him to shoot a little video on his phone. Here I am just putting up the last piece of cladding to finish the outside job. I spent a long time insulating yesterday until 10 p.m. because you really gotta be careful with this Roxo insulation that you cut the insulation to the right pieces so that they match your framing. Your insulation will always just be as good as your weakest link. So if you have an insulation with high R value, that R value drops significantly as soon as you have gaps on the sides and you don't really close it in. The wall behind me and that other wall actually took me significantly longer because I have this triangular V form in there as opposed to the other walls, so that takes a longer time cutting all of the triangles out. Concerning the insulation, I'm finally done. Also did the ceiling, and now we're gonna start with the ceiling panels. As you can see, there's one up there already. The first one always takes the longest, so I hope that the other ones will go smoothly now. And yeah, it's proven to be a challenge to get everything in here. I have the two windows and the latch on the ground. The latch is only so big, meaning that I can't fit everything through properly, which means a lot of fidgeting and trying around till you get everything through. But yeah, let's continue. Finally. Okay, so that concludes the ceiling in this room. I had to leave this little gap here because otherwise I would not have been able to push the panel into the other one. However, I will put trim pieces on all of those corners so the gap will just be covered. It's too hot for me to work in here now, so I'm gonna wait for the sun to disappear, and in the meantime I'm gonna stain the cladding outside. Most satisfying thing ever. So the reason I'm installing the floor prior to the panels which go on the wall, I'm probably gonna put trim over the edges anyways, but it just gives you a cleaner look, and therefore I'm putting the floor first. I'm gonna call it quits for today, but before that I just want to show you guys that I've patched up this area right here because I was just not satisfied with how it looked. You know, I had this big gap here, and I looked online and I couldn't find any decent trim that would cover up such a large area, so I decided to just try and cover it up, which you can see it worked. I think it blends in nicely, and you also can't really see that there's a seam here. It just goes in one piece, which I really like how the floor turned out in total. For today that's gonna be it. Tomorrow I will finally get the wall panels up. Everything is just taking a lot of time, longer time than anticipated, because I'm certainly not an expert at any of this that I'm doing, any of this construction, but I think it's just trial and error. You just gotta learn by doing. But yeah, man, it's really exciting. I love how this is coming together, and I think it's just gonna look amazing with the wall panels installed, because I already like the look of the ceiling. I think it looks really clean, and also with the floor it's gonna look amazing. So see you tomorrow. So it's the next day. Hopefully this will be the last day. I hope to finish today, finish everything. Bought a bunch of trim and also new panels because I ran out of wood panels the last time. Not getting an early start in today, it's already 12 PM, but got sunlight till 8 and I'm willing to work. Let's get going and finish the wood panels. Alright, here we go, bitch. Yeah, there we go. So now that we finally got all the panels up, I'm gonna start caulking and also trimming the entire inside of this little room just to give it a cleaner look and round everything off. Believe it or not, but installing the trim on the ceiling might be one of the hardest things in this entire project so far. It's just not really sticking the way it should because of gravity, you know, it wants to go down, but had to work with screws. Can't really see them on camera, but I put like 2 or 3 screws. Maybe I'm just gonna paint over them in white so you don't see them, but it was impossible to do it without screws. So now we just have this ceiling trim, this ceiling trim, and this ceiling trim left. I might have taken 2 years to end this video, but anyways. Before I'm gonna show you the finished product, I'm proud to announce that this structure, which I've built without much previous building experience by myself, is still standing. Concerning the building process and also the interior design process, it's definitely a wrap. I've planted honeysuckle vines to conceal the structure of the cube and to just give it a more organic feeling. The back of the cube is pretty much concealed by shrubs and trees. I just let nature work its magic on that one. If I remember correctly, I was done like 1.5 years ago, but I just never really got around shooting any video. It was just not a priority, but I was just going through my laptop and I found that footage and I was like, I just have to finish that video for myself and so that you guys also get to see this building, because I'm honestly very proud of what I've built, and the fact that it's still standing just goes to show that it must have worked out well enough. One downside to this building, it gets very hot in the summer. Even though we're kinda surrounded by trees, I mean this is in the forest, the sun is mostly beating down on this building, which is why I'm shooting this not too late during the day. But yeah, this is my setup right here. I've got my bed. I think you were able to see that before, but I can't stand in here. As I said, this was never built so that you could fully stand up, so I have to sort of like walk through here, like crawl in here. How do I get into this thing? I just pull this latch and then there's a ladder. All in all, I'm really happy how this building turned out, and it also serves its purpose. I've slept here maybe 15 or 20 times, and although it gets a little hot in the summer, it's perfect in spring and in autumn. Just waking up and having the view of the forest, it's so pretty. Especially in autumn, like it's just nothing, you can't beat it. With that said, finally concluded, 2 years in the making, and if you want to support me, subscribe and drop me a comment, let me know what you think of this building. Till then everybody, stay safe. This video, it's a wrap, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.